Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we get to test the 10C Evo. Cue the intro. Well, today's video is basically going to be about two different cameras that you can mount to your head and use comms and communication. Now, if you're a watcher of my channel, you'll know that I use the 10C Pro as my head camera. I've been using it now for nearly 2 years, and it's been a great bit of kit. There's some downfalls to the 10C Pro. The battery life isn't the best. Yes, you can plug it in while you're riding as it's underneath, and it will keep the charge there, and you'll get hours and hours out of it. Or you can put a battery bank in your pocket or tape to the back of your helmet and get hours and hours out of it. But that is sort of the big down sort of side to that, is the battery life isn't the best in the world. Probably about sort of 40 minutes of footage if you're lucky, and then you'll need to plug it in and charge it. The other thing about the Pro is it's only got a 1080p camera. And again, it's done me really well. The quality is not too bad, and then the plus side of it is in editing you can obviously add colour and things like this to make it look better. But I've finally got to the point now where I've decided, and it took a big decision, but to upgrade to the 10C Evo. Now, the 10C Evo is Ultra HD. It is a 2160p camera, so it's 4K. It's got all the same qualities as the Pro. You can check out a load of reviews to do with stuff like that, but it's got obviously the Bluetooth pairing, so you can talk to the riders up to 4. It's got universal comms, so you can connect to people with the, well, don't want to spend the money and buy the cheap stuff. You can do all of that stuff. That you can see in other people's reviews, but the point of today is that what I want to do is I want to look at the quality difference between the Pro and the Evo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it up as quite raw footage on the screen. I'm going to start off with the Pro because today I'm taking my lovely Triumph Bonneville in for MOT. Fingers crossed it passes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to film going there, and then when I come back I'm going to film on the Evo. Now, like I said, the Evo is a 4K camera, so we're expecting to see a great quality difference, as well as we're expecting to hear some better sound quality, some better noise reduction of wind. It's a newer camera. Now, a few people are already going to turn around and say, oh, you should have bought yourself the latest GoPro. And to be honest, I was 100% pretty much saying to myself, that's what I'm going to do. But there's a few things in the blogging world. Now, I run a forward-facing, obviously I run the center, I run the forward face-facing camera off of the handlebars. I also run a 360 camera, and I run a drone. And if I'm riding with someone else, especially the Sidekick, for example, I'm also using his center camera, plus maybe another camera on top. So what I like about the Pro, what was always been so good, is it's got that recording and the voice, and it's decent quality. So I've kind of swayed towards the Evo because I just generally feel like I want to keep the setup I've got. So that's my reason for picking the Evo. It's just the easiness and the functionality of the Evo. And there's a couple of things I really like about that. When you're recording a blog, you can obviously turn your camera on. You can then hold down the button and it'll tell you it's recording. And you literally then know that you're recording. And when you finish recording or do your little part that you want to do, you hold the button down again. It says stop recording. Now, I get the point with the screen with the GoPro. If you're lucky, you can see it, but you can guarantee you know you're recording on the center. So I like that. Anyway, they're my reasons for doing that. So it's going to be an interesting match. Like I said, I'm expecting high quality from the 10C Evo, better sound quality as well, and improvement for the channel. So what we're going to do now, we're going to jump on the bike and we're just going to look at the quality difference between both. Like I say, there is lots of videos about unboxing and putting in speakers into your helmet. And one of the things I will quickly say about people doing videos about putting them into the helmets, that's great for Pacific helmets, but helmets have different cutouts, some do, some don't, etc, etc. So I'm not going to waste anyone's time by going, this is how you put the speakers inside the helmet. We're just going to look at the quality difference between the cameras. So this is going to be fun, and I'm hoping it's been the right purchase for the channel. So before further ado, let's jump on the bike and let's check out the 10C Pro first and the 10C Evo. Let's go. Well, this is the Sena 10C Pro in all its glory. Now, I am, like I said, I'm away from MOT because I've got a time slot. So I'm having to ride in this awful rain. But hopefully it will be good justification for the camera, and it'll probably be raining on the way back. It's now forecast to rain for the next few hours. So hopefully both cameras will pick up what it's like. You can hear the wind you can see the weather and you'll be able to see hopefully the quality difference. So this is the riding test of the Sena 10C Pro. Give it all its glory, as I said, before we switch over to the new updated 4K version. So what you're looking through now is the 1080p camera, and obviously you're looking to sort of see if you can sort of any kind of problems with it. Or one thing I will say about the 10C Pro is that in production, when making YouTube videos, what I sometimes found a way around this, by the way, but what I find is I get what they call a frame drop, where it basically flickers a few bits of black, where it kind of misses a few things, and that causes my software to go, no, I can't make it. Because I'm using normally 2 cameras, what I can do is I can take the audio out of it and put the face camera over it to make sure that I capture it. It doesn't happen every time, but it does happen a lot. So that's worth bearing. I'm going to try and clean the lens. It is atrocious weather. So hopefully you can not hear my helmet being battered with rain using this camera as well. Like I said, this has been an awesome camera for me. It has worked really well. It's got me going, definitely. And I'm only upgrading it sheerly because I want all of my footage to be in 4K. I want that improvement. Now, like I said about stabilisation, a lot of people go, oh, I wouldn't have a Sena because it doesn't have stabilisation. Your head is naturally stable. I'm not saying it would be, this is not a GoPro. This is not, you know, this is not meant to be one. This is an all-in system. And the other thing, if you listen to quite a lot of people's audios that use GoPros and splitters and stuff like that, you can hear the left and the right ear. And if you put headphones on, it's quite annoying quite quickly to hear 2 people talking in 2 different ears. It's like, oh, it's like throws you off a bit. And that's another thing I like about the Sena. It's both. It's straight out there. It's that stereo sound. So a big improvement there. Like I said, my reasons are my reasons. I like my setup, the way it works. It works well for me. Not everyone will agree with it. But anyway, so yeah, this is the 10C Pro in the pissing it down rain. Okay, back to the plus size of buying the Pro. Now, the Pro, I actually think it looks a little bit nicer, and I like the point I can rub my finger without worrying about knocking which direction the camera is, because you can turn basically the lens on this to angle it so you've got a straight shot. And on the Evo there's a button. So one of the things I'll say about this Pro that I do like is that's the feature. And also I do like the point with this as well, is when if I wanted to charge it now and I know it's raining. And the one thing I'll say about the Sena 10Cs in general, they don't say waterproof, what's quite annoying. It needs to be waterproof, Sena. What are you doing? It's on the side of the helmet. I'm in the rain now with it peeing it down. Water resistant ain't gonna cut it. But anyway, that's another annoying thing about Sena. And then, but the plus side is I can plug this in because the charge lead is underneath. I can plug this into the bike and it will charge it. The one thing about the Evo is it's on the top. So because it's on the top, what you get is you get water going into the charge lead and it knackers it. And that happened to the Sidekick on an actual trip, and took him a good few days in rising things to dry the camera out. So lesson learned there. If you have the Evo and you get low battery and you want to charge it, you can't charge it in rain. So plus side to the Pro. Obviously the Evo's still better, the sound quality's better, the video's going better, we hope. But yeah, there's some of the plus sides if you decide you want to go down this route. And these are more second-hand available on things like eBay, the Pro, because they're a little bit older now. I'd definitely say get the Pro and don't get the normal 10C, because again, this is a little bit better than the original 10C. But again, there you go. Camera quality difference is massive, isn't it, at the end of the day? If you're buying this for the camera quality, you've got to buy the Evo, because that's, for recording, it's all about the quality of the footage. But if you want to just do one as like a crash cam or something you can ride along and just do a bit of filming for your own sake, this 10C Pro there's nothing wrong with it. Here we go then, time for the MOT. Will the Bonneville pass with flying colours? It better blink and well do. Well, here we go then. This is the Sena 10C Evo. Straight away video check, literally brand new out the box. I did frame update it, so it has got the latest frame wire on it of this time. The good news about my bike, by the way, just forgot about that, it did pass its MOT. Whoop whoop, the Bonneville is back. Anyway, so yeah, the quality of the sound is clear, it's raw, the video footage is raw. It's still an awfully shocking day, it's not nice, but hey, it should give you a good idea what the quality is really like in low light, poor weather. The wind is strong, the helmet visor is closed. So I'm hoping that you'll see right now on the screen a dramatic improvement from the 10C being that 4K camera, because that's really what it's all about for me. Slightly better sound would be great, but clear picture is key, because the 10C Pro has got decent sound quality out of the module. But yeah, there we go. Very, very similar, if not virtually the same to operate. It is quite easy to operate. It's a switch on, press 2 buttons at the same time and it goes hello, and then obviously once it goes through its little cycle, connects everything you want to do, you hold down a button and it will tell you the camera's on, then you hold down a button and it will say recording, and then you know it's all good. And like I said, hold that button down again and it says stop recording. I will say that again, it says stop recording, and you know you've done with that bit. As a YouTuber, as a vlogger, everything I do is in scenes, and I'm not getting drenched because I've got my waterproofs on, but I feel like I'm getting drenched. And try and clean the screen if that's even possible. Oh man, so yeah, it's really easy device use once you get used to it. Obviously it takes a bit of time to play around to get used to what the different button commands are, but once you've got it, it's dead easy. There's a button at the back, you can answer calls. I can confirm with the 10C Pro at least, and I'm guessing this will be even better, the sound quality through the speakers are fantastic. I have conversations when I normally ring up my mum, so she wants to make sure that I'm safe, and I've put my Brute on and all the women from around the world aren't running towards me, and those conversations are fine. Most times she doesn't even know that I'm on my bike. So there's good quality there. You've heard the comms between me and the Sidekick. This should improve it, so I'm looking forward to the next video you'll see with the improved comms, and hopefully the clarity more with inside the voice. But for a first open the box, put on, it just flicks straight in. And the other side, if you're going to upgrade, you don't have to reap anything inside your helmet. It's the same connector and it is the same mount on the side of your helmet, so you literally just use the Sena out the box, then you've got a spare complete kit for when you change your helmet and you want to put something nice and new in, and keep this for your second. So yeah, that's quite cool as well. I suppose the big question is, would you or would you not upgrade? Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? Absolutely tough one. So let's just talk about the 10C Evo, because that's what you guys are here for. The 10C Evo takes a micro SD card, and I would always recommend getting a decent quick one. There's plenty of brands at all sorts of wonderful prices, but you'll need a quick SD card to slot in it to catch that cool footage. It's dead easy. It's a normal smartphone, not the new Type-C, but the older type. Charger, plug it in, rough time to a full charge, about 2 hours. It's got a lovely red light when it's charging, and the light turns blue when it's charged. It's quite cool. Yeah, it's like I said, it's dead easy to operate. Single buttons, you get the instructions. You get an app with it as well. You can connect and you can see your camera view. What also gives you that, clean the screen, also gives you that kind of a way of making sure you've got the right position when you've set it up for your camera. That's dead handy. And then there's also another app. Now, what I have found when I am connecting to other comm units and getting it to work is that I find you have to do it via the app, and that's the easiest way. And you go on there and you'll see the other units searching, and then what you do is you select that, and then it will become part of the network, and then after that it's really simple to connect. Again, check out the instructions if you want to go into big detail, but once you've got them connected, it's really easy to connect to each other. What if you just hold down a button, it says pairing, and ping you together. And the range, it says 1.6 kilometers. I haven't experienced that. I'd probably say you're more likely to get about probably a maximum of half a mile, and I mean a maximum. So the range on these things, it's like anything, they just take the absolute mick and tell you it'll go for ages, and it never does. But yeah, it's been a great comm unit, the Pro, so this Evo, hopefully it'll be just as good.
fingers crossed. So while we're testing the Evo, like I said, this is like a storm. It is awful. And I know you can't feel it or experience it, but the wind inside my helmet is strong. You can hear it seeping in from that outside. So if this is giving me really good audio, this will prove that this Sena comms unit is really, really good. Interesting fiddly bit about the mic if you buy one of these as well. Everyone seems to get it wrong. They think the arrow on the microphone, if you peel slightly back the foam, should be pointing out. You'll know what I mean if you've got one. That's wrong. It should be pointing up, because it's got the microphones on both sides. If you have it pointing out, you just catch nothing but wind if you're wearing an open face or modular helmet. Have that arrow pointing up, and then you'll know exactly what I mean, and you'll get a lot better audio. Top tip just there, because nobody really mentions that. What I'm going to do, I am going to put up a nice little montage of clips mixed together, sliced up in different places, of the 10C and the Evo with some cool music for you guys to enjoy, so you guys can have that final impression before we go to the final conclusion at the end of the video.
Gotta make it fast, right next to this black fire. It's just you and I now. Just make me move right, don't stop for nothing till you're in my bloodstream. Chemicals, get 'em moving, I can feel your blood. Keep it flowing, make it one more time, and then I do it again. Let you in under my skin, hey, let you in under my skin. Let you in under my skin. I let you in under my skin. Hey. We can do this faster, wrap it up skin tight, blessing or sin, right? Come a little closer, wanna feel you harder, gotta take it further.
Well, there you go, and I've got to say there is a big quality difference between the Pro and the Evo, and this kind of video is put together for people that are thinking of upgrading and really want to see what the difference is, if it's worth it and not worth it, and for those people that haven't bought one before, because I stand by the Sena 10C, the Evo, the Pro. They are brilliant cameras, they work really well, they're a lot less hassle. So there you go guys, that is the little video about that camera, and if you're interested in buying the Evo the same as me, there is a link down in the description. If you look at the gear, there's all the stuff there. If you click on that, that'll take you straight to Amazon, where you can buy that if you so wish. And I just want to turn around and say a massive thank you to my patrons, because without those guys, being able to upgrade to the Evo probably wouldn't be possible. These are the guys every month that help contribute towards this channel to make it better and better and better. And talking about patrons, I want to turn around and say that a massive thank you to Eric Leverton. This guy basically has been supporting the channel for quite a long time on the Patreon with his pledge, and he's just increased that to help us out some more, so I massively appreciate it. Then of course there's all sorts of tiers there as well. You can sort of join from as little as like £1 upwards, and you get to see videos first, and it helps the channel out. And there's right up sort of top sort of fan tiers like Hoppo. The guy's a legend, he massively helps support this channel. And of course if you want to be like people like Steve Bolter and CB Hornet Galvantin, those guys also help in a big way every single month and get a regular mention on this channel. People like Andy Todd, Abigail Bovenzi, you guys just absolutely rock. All my patrons, your names are in the list. I massively appreciate it, it really does help, so thank you. And together we're improving, so again thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to this channel and you've watched plenty of the videos, some are daft, some are silly, some are a little bit more serious, some are reviewing, please click that subscribe button, it really does help me out. Give us a thumbs up and stick us a nice comment, I'd really appreciate it. But of course right now there's only one thing to say, and it is the most important thing in life. Eat pies, ride motorcycles, be happy. I'll see you hopefully in a crazy adventure next time. Bye bye for now.